Good morning, church. Today's reading is John chapter 2, verses 1 to 12, the wedding at Cana in Galilee where Jesus turned water into wine. This is just such a familiar story, isn't it? One that we tell even our youngest children, recounting as it does the joy and celebration of a wedding. But it's also very significant, and that it is Jesus' first recorded miracle, the first sign, as John calls them, of Jesus' messiahship and the first revelation of his divine glory. It takes place on the third day of what was a very significant week at the beginning of Jesus' public ministry. The events are recorded only by John, surprisingly, despite its importance. It is not recorded in the Synoptic Gospels. Jesus was now about 30 years of age, and there had been a long gap since the recounting of the incident when he was lost in Jerusalem and then found in the temple when he was approximately 12 years old. Nothing is recorded in Scripture of what happened during those years. However, Luke tells us that during these years Jesus had grown, become strong, filled with wisdom, and the grace of God was upon him. Luke also records that Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and in favour with God and men. All this had been observed by his mother Mary, who is the source of Luke's account, who had treasured all these things in her heart, it says in Luke 2 verse 51. During these years, she had no doubt been wondering what would happen in the future. What was things going to turn out like? When would it be time for all this preparation and potential that she saw in her son to be unleashed? Mary, Jesus, and the first of Jesus' disciples were invited to this wedding in Canaan. Possibly they were relatives or friends of the family. The celebration of this wedding, according to customs of the day, would have lasted for the best part of a week. And at some point during this time, the wine had run out. This would have been a great embarrassment, a huge social gaffe for the family, and a sign of very bad planning in a society where hospitality was so highly valued. Mary instinctively knew that Jesus was the person to go to with this seemingly unsolvable problem, that he would have the answer, and he did. Mary simply said to Jesus, "They have no more wine," a statement of fact, not even a request for help. She was not put off by what seems to us Jesus' rather brusque reply. "Dear woman, why do you involve me? My time has not yet come." Mary simply said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you," and they did. The result, as we know, was a plentiful supply, probably gallons, up to 100 gallons, not just of any old wine, but the best wine, matured, with an age, a symbol of joy. The poet Alexander Pope has written of this: "The conscious water saw its maker and blushed," it literally turned red, the created responding to its creator. Jesus had saved the day for this family, and it's not even clear if the wedding party actually realised what had happened. In doing so, he had performed his first recorded miracle and revealed something of his power and glory. And verse 11 tells us that his disciples, at this point, Andrew, Simon Peter, John, Philip, and Nathanael, put their faith in him. So what are some of the things that we can learn from this so familiar story? Jesus is certainly the right person to go to when there's a problem. Jesus not only met their need, but he did over and above what might have been expected. He gave the very best. The servants obeyed and followed Jesus' instructions. even though the outcome must have seemed very improbable. Mary's confidence in Jesus stemmed from spending time with him and from over many years pondering over what she had seen and been told about her son right from even before his birth, and what she had observed about him. So too for us, the more time we spend with Jesus, pondering over his words and all that has been written about him, the more confidence we will have to take the problems and difficulties that life throws at us straight to him, trusting him for the outcome as Mary did, obeying what he tells us to do as the servants did, and our faith, like that of the disciples, will grow. Thank you.